Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You're watching a Crypto Hamster channel, and today we'll talk about very interesting topic, to my opinion, Bitcoin max price. So um, maybe it will be a bit longer video than usual, but please bear with me. So first, I would like just to mention uh, are they actually the reasons for cryptocurrencies to grow? Or they maybe disappear soon. So first, I would like to um, talk about there are some flaws of the current monetary system. If we talk about the uh, money transferring, peer-to-peer money transferring based on the blockchain technologies as a competitor to the monetary system. So first, the current monetary system is built on trust. You need to trust someone, some third party. It has a lot of those third parties, so you would have to pay for their work. It is centralized, so it can be um, ruled by a certain person or organization without your desire. It is rather slow and expensive. At the same time, cryptocurrencies are trustless systems. When the code of the blockchain is the law, there's the peer-to-peer payments without third parties. It's decentralized, nobody owns it, and it is rather fast and cheap. However, why steal money if fiat money is used if cryptocurrencies are so good? Well, so far, bad or good, the money still worked, and somehow so far, and people are conservative. They don't want to believe in something new. They are careful and cautious. So also the financial industry people, they don't want to lose their jobs, so they want to continue this previous paradigm. And actually, people don't really know about the cryptocurrencies much. Uh, in most of the people, and it is actually in a very early stage, the cryptocurrency market. So my um, idea is that there are probably some kind of obstacles which are on the way of cryptocurrencies to thrive. So first, people say that it can be used for fund terrorism, uh, drugs, payments, tax evasions, money laundering, etc. On the other hand, I would say that actually cryptocurrency transactions are much more traceable than the fiat money transactions. So if you want to find the criminal who doing one or another crime, right? So it's easier to use blockchain technology to trace it. Um, so you cannot buy your coffee or pizza with your Bitcoin. However, and actually the price of cryptocurrencies are very volatile, and um, transaction speed and fees and bandwidth, it's all of those are rather um, uh, questionable issues. So on the other hand, again, um, as crypto market will grow, become more mature, I think that the price of coin will stabilize, and with such solutions as Lightning Network recently seem to be implementing, we will have the nearly free transaction and almost instant transactions. Of course, there are some threats like a lot of scam. People lose their money. 51% threat when you can have 50% of mining power, and you can basically rule the blockchain. Quantum computer that can decrypt your blockchain or something like that. Yes, well, nothing is ideal as I think, but in principle, with those regulation actually which started to happen in the field of cryptocurrency, we may solve those problems. Um, I believe, and my conclusion is that fundamentally, in principle, cryptocurrencies should eventually dominate over fiat and at least get some portion of the market. Um, so Bitcoin initially was worth of a penny, and then it reached like $20,000 recently at the all-time high. And what will be the new all-time high of the Bitcoin? Nobody knows. Million, billion, $1 trillion question. Um, Let me just point out some of the things. Inflation. Well, as I already mentioned before in a previous video, Bitcoin supply, coin supply is limited, and actually the inflation of the Bitcoin becomes lower and lower, lower and lower as soon as we're approaching to this limit, and eventually it will be zero as soon as we approach to that. And it is defined by the program function, so you can't change it, as opposed to fiat currencies, which can be easily printed as much as you want, as the government want or need. So at least at that point, the this factor of decrease of the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, most of the cryptocurrencies, is eliminated. Eventually, probably Bitcoin will just increase in price at that point. So another thing which I would like to mention is the coin market capitalization overestimation. We already saw that the coin market capitalization is just the coin price multiplied by circulating supply. Let's look at it more carefully. For example, we have Bitcoin price at $8,250. Circulating supply of Bitcoin is 17 million coins. Then Bitcoin market price will be around $140 billion by this formula. Okay, now let's look at the order book of the Bitfinex exchange, when you can see the orders, buy and sell orders for Bitcoin. Now here I just selected the range from $8,300 to $16,000 for sell orders. So let's assume that we want to buy all the Bitcoins in this range, and then if you actually multiply all these numbers, which I did, you will get like $1.4 billion you would require to invest to fill all those sell orders. Okay, but it is actually only around 10% of all the volume which is traded on Bitfinex. So in order to fill all the orders along in all of the exchanges, you'd have to spend like 10 times more, like $14 billion. Well, of course, these are rather rough estimations, and for example, there are hidden orders which are not shown on the exchange, but still, let's make rough estimation. Then it actually makes the price of the Bitcoin rise to $16,000 around it, right? Because there will not be any sell orders before that. Actually, this gap will be bigger, and sell orders, the buy orders will also become higher. So it means that if the price will become around $16,000, then the market cap would be nearly twice higher than before, because the initial price was like 8,300. It means that we invested only $14 billion, which made the market cap of Bitcoin increase to by $130 billion, right? Is it magic? No. It's just meaning just that the market capitalization is only a relative index. It doesn't reflect the actual price of the whole coin, or all the coins. Okay, next point is that you remember dot-com bubble, right? And at that time, its sort of capitalization of those companies was like $6.7 trillion. And these, comparing with cryptocurrencies, capitalization now is like $0.35 trillion. So actually, even if the Bitcoin is bubble, we have a lot of room to grow, right? And I already showed you that picture when we have the even like money, all the money like around $80-90 trillion. So if we expect that we will take some portion of the money supply market, money capitalization, well, money market, right? Then we would have a lot of room to grow still. And I would like to share with you one more study which was made in 2017. That's why some digits a bit off, but still, those squares represent the value of a certain asset, or maybe the capitalization of the asset or something like that. And here's the orange one, or brown one, is the Bitcoin. And also we see here silver, much smaller. Biggest companies like Apple, Facebook, you see it actually bigger than the Bitcoin, all the cryptocurrencies. Some rich people, Federal Reserve balance sheet, cryptocurrency over the whole world. You see that all of them are bigger than Bitcoin. If you compare it with gold or stock market, you see how much money is in stock market here, right? Now let's look at global money supply. It's even bigger, a huge area here, many squares. Now, oh, global debt is, yeah, I would have actually to zoom out to make this figure fit the screen. Uh, what else? Global real estate, even more zoom out. What next? Derivatives. Whoo! Did you see it? Did you see how much I zoomed out? It's about 500 trillion to even like twice more than this digit, this number. Capitalization. Nobody actually can estimate it properly. But the point is that comparing to these huge numbers, here is what Bitcoin. You see, it's ridiculously small. Just to summarize and show it in a single picture, I multiplied it by 2, so this is actually nearly the same value of the Bitcoin at once at the moment. So if you compare to all those areas, well, it's just ridiculous. I think we have a lot of room to grow. So next one, let's look at the money supply growth. You see the money supply, you can actually categorize it in different categories, but in principle, you can find information that, let's say, during the last years, the money supply grew, and actually it grew not only recently, but for all the time, like from the beginning of the last century. Actually, I took these two plots and I combined them in one, and that what I get. The money supply from the 1920, 1900 to 2000, what was the 17th, yeah, the last one which I found. This sort of a curve seemed to be really parabolic, don't you? Doesn't it remind you anything? Um, the Bitcoin bubble? No? If you look at it in a logarithmic way, then you will see it's actually quite linear and even become sharper recently. Well, what I want to say, nothing more than the current money supply is actually over $98 trillion, and it grew almost 10 times over the last 7 years. So money supply is growing. Just remember that. The same actually happened with the derivatives capitalization, and well, recently it was not that spectacular growth, but still we have potential here. I mean, the same happened with derivatives. So initially Bitcoin was worth of a penny. Okay, all-time high was $20,000. Current market cap of Bitcoin is $150 billion dollars, and all the crypto is like $350 billion. Now, let's take into account the fiat money volume. It's $90,000 billion. The derivative market cap is $500,000 billion or more. Then, if you assume that if BTC, Bitcoin, will take only 1% of fiat money supply, then market cap of Bitcoin will be $900 billion, 6x from now, 600% from now. And Bitcoin price will be around $60,000. If Bitcoin will take only 1% of derivatives market capitalization, then its market capitalization will be like $5,000 billion or more, and Bitcoin price will be $300,000 or close to $1 million. Wow. Okay, now just remember that we also have the low real Bitcoin market capitalization, right? the fiat money volume is huge and is also increasing over the time. And Bitcoin has no inflation, like disadvantage over the fiat money. And taking account all these factors, just imagine what would happen if cryptocurrencies will replace fiat one day, or at least take more than 1%. Okay. Well, nobody knows, and nobody will tell you. Um, are there any possible threats? Threats like which we don't expect or know now? Yeah, they are. There are negatives. Like government may ban crypto completely. We may find a flaw in the blockchain concept in a technical way, which ruin up all the idea. Maybe some new emerging technology will replace Bitcoin, blockchain technology. This is also possible. So blockchain will probably dramatically decrease in price, and global economical crashes also will could possibly affect the um, price action of Bitcoin. I would like to conclude this with the word of Asger Folman. This is a guy running the YouTube channel In It for the Money. Highly recommend you guys to check it. He said, there is no guarantees in crypto, only opportunities. And I absolutely agree with him. Nobody can tell you what the price of Bitcoin will be next 10 years or tomorrow, but you should know that there's a really huge opportunity there, and it's up to you to do something with that, or wait when somebody else would do. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for being with me. Hope it was interesting for you. If you like this content, please subscribe, push the notification bell. Also, leave a comment. What do you think about all that I was talking about? And probably see you in the next videos. Goodbye.